Kissing my Swedish boy over FaceTime. That was kind of good for me just fucking around. What can I say? What can I do? I'm flying intercontinental in there we are. See, what sucks is by the time that I get you all squared away, you're not gonna see the gloriousness of this fucking top. Do you see this? A princess. She's a princess with a fat eyes. Okay, because look, what about this? Are you understanding now? Are you getting it? It's like Barbie. It's very Barb-y, not the Barbs. Okay, like, are you understanding now? Are you getting it now? Are you understanding the fantasy of it all? Okay, are you seeing this? I mean, come on. I'm in a FaceTime. FaceTime? What does that mean? Kissing my Swedish boy over FaceTime. Hello. It's me, your very light-skinned mother. And I've come to you today to be a damn princess, okay? Here's the real issue here, okay? Is obviously you can tell I've straightened my hair, which means that today I am allowed to be a bitch. So I'm gonna be a big one, okay? Today, I might even be a C word because that is how having straight hair makes me feel, batch. I feel like a fucking fairy princess Kylie Jenner baby. Also, I don't know if the lighting is terrible, but I just feel like this little yeah, words, what are they? I just feel like this like rotating lights might actually be a vibe-a-rooney. So I've got this look going just for y'all, and because I've been rehearsing, because I have my first live show tomorrow that I've had in 50 trillion thousand billion years, and I'm literally shitting, screaming, sliding down the wall, crying, pissing, going into anaphylactic shock over it, okay? That part's not funny, okay? That's a real thing. I am sorry. But, freaking out. So, you should send me good vibes, like, comment, and subscribe. Listen to my music. I'm gonna play a little throughout as I usually do, because it sounds like this. Want the kind of love that settles in my bones. Want the kind of love that makes me feel home. Could you be there? Cause you looking nice tonight. Looking like a crime about to be indicted. And I packed a bag trying to overnight it. Like the way you look in the moonlight, oh yeah. I see you Sunday morning watching old cartoons while I'm laying on you. I see us in the mountains every winter. You always wear that ugly sweater. So don't be a bitch. Hey, what's up? How's it hanging? How's it smacking? How's it crack-a-lacking? How you looking? I'm looking blackin'. Ex weird, call him a kraken. Looking kind of white like Michael Jackson. Listen, okay, I'm mixed, so none of this is racist. I'm here to tell you that, all right? So, yeah, let's just get to it, because I watched Film Cooper make sorting Reddit by the most controversial, and I was like, that's brilliant, that's incredible, and I'm going to do whatever I can to get as many subscribers as him, all right? So instead of doing that, because I would just be stealing his entire whole shit, I decided to search on Reddit. What are the worst stories that other Redditors have seen? Because if you're on Reddit constantly, like me, you get desensitized really quick to awful stories. But so I wanted to know, people that are used to seeing awful shit, what even stuck out to them? So that's exactly what we're gonna fucking do. Cause I've been on a bagel, kissing my Swedish fish on a seagull. Okay, I will give trigger warnings when they're needed because I do fear we will need them. Somebody literally commented on my Reddit post, I'm envious you have the places or occasions to wear those things. Stunning. Little do they fucking know, because I posted shit that I thrift like this top. I don't go anywhere when I look this cute. I film and then I go right on my fucking couch. The occasion is for you people. And I thank you very much. We are gonna start off. I'm like kind of nervous, honestly, because I caught a glimpse of some of these and wowee. And also, I really like this vibe. I feel like we're having a sleepover. We're camping out. And I just brought out the charcuterie board, okay? Because it's that kind of camping. Okay, so the question was, what's the worst Am I the Asshole post you've ever seen? Somebody said, of all time, that would be the guy who rehomed his heavily pregnant wife instead of his cats. And I'm a cat lover, okay? I have 3. But you're going to display... But okay. When you're the asshole verdict was returned, he came back hours later with the infamous, just got home my hormonally crazy wife, unalived my wonderfully loving cat. Are you all happy? Oh, by the way, can I not be the asshole now? Oh, I mean, did she actually kill the cat though? Or did he do it and frame her? Because now I have questions. I just, yeah. And why did she want the cat gone in the first place? Was the cat trying to murder her in the first place? Because cats do be plotting. But also, I need more context. So that maybe wasn't a good one to start with. Next, because I'm keeping it in. Hello. Well, I can't hear anything. Oh, because my volume's down. Now I can hear me. Alright, y'all. I found the actual Reddit post for this one. So I'm just going to read it because it's kind of long, but it's not that long. So I feel like I have to. I can't just scroll without whatever. Alright. I have known my wife for 7 years, married for 4. She's 6 months pregnant with our first child. I have an indoor-only cat who I raised from a kitten to his current age of 16 years. Holy smokies. I mean, that's an old baby. That's an old baby. And by the way, I'm using my headphones, not the actual mic, so if it sounds like shit, keep it to yourself. My wife and I are the only people he's been around regularly. My wife has suddenly developed allergies to the cat. We talked with our doctor and he said sometimes this can happen. My wife wants me to rehome my cat. I don't want to do this. He's old. He only knows me and my wife. He only knows our home. He's not been around other people or animals. I think it would be very stressful for him at this age. It might just kill him. I offered my wife a compromise. We can stay with her parents, who live 10 minutes away and have no issues with us taking the spare bedroom, until the baby is born. And then, if the allergies persist for her or the baby, I can look into very carefully finding my cat a permanent new home. I check in on my cat every day. My wife called me a huge asshole for prioritizing my cat over her and the baby's health. I just don't want to traumatize my cat over something that might be temporary. Am I the asshole? Holy sheesh. This is really fucking tough. You've had the cat for 16 years. She's been in the picture for 7. She hasn't had the allergy until just recently, so she's made it 7 years around the cat, no issue. It is an old cat. It would be really hard. If I'm trying to, if I had to give up one of my cats now, and they're all 4 and 5, I would be devastated. Do you understand me? Let alone 16. I don't know. I really don't know if I could do it. I really don't. But then, that is your partner. It is a human being. You have, I don't know. I can see why he wants to just, test things out and see what happens, because that is incredibly difficult. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the cat been around longer than the wife, so seniority rules. Just kidding. I don't know. That's tough, but there is an update. Let's read it. Update edit. None of it matters anymore. After I read the responses to my original post, I started thinking about the other options so my wife and I could stay in our home. My brother lives a few hours away, and he spent a few years living with my cat when we were younger, so I called him and explained the situation. He agreed to adopt him, but he was out of town, so the soonest he could come pick him up was the weekend after next. I told my wife that we would have to keep the cat for less than 2 weeks until my brother gets here, and until then, she would have to use allergy tablets or stay with her parents. She became furious and said she was not going to leave our house and the cat had to go ASAP. I told her this was the best I could do. I was not going to give my cat away to whatever random person stopped first. Yesterday, I got home from work and I couldn't find my cat. Oh no! Oh, okay. I asked my wife and she told me, no hesitation, nothing, that she dropped him off at an animal shelter. Her words, I am pregnant and miserable, and you wouldn't get rid of him, so I did. I didn't argue, I just asked her to tell me which shelter and drove straight there. I didn't see my cat at the cages in the shelter. When I showed the lady working there a picture of my cat, she started apologizing. She said they put him with the other cats, but later they were bringing in a large dog, which they have to take dogs past the cat cages to the dog cages. The dog jumped in my cat's cage and barked at him, and my cat panicked and had a heart attack. Her guess, he died. They gave me his body in a shoebox. I took him home. My wife started apologizing when she saw him, but I ignored her and went straight to the backyard and buried him. I called my brother earlier today and explained what happened. He started yelling into the phone that my wife murdered my cat and I need to reconsider the relationship. I just feel numb. I haven't said a word to my wife. I don't think I can even look at her. I don't know what I'm going to do. Holy guacamole! Oh, wowzers, or should I say meowzers, that is intense. Honestly, I would be really fucking mad at the wife too if I was him. Like, what? You could have just, like, he obviously was trying to work out a solution. I understand I have never been pregnant, but I understand being miserable and not feeling supported. I get it from both sides so deeply, but this is so tragic. Like, bro, this is just awful. This is just awful. And I don't agree with the way that the original Reddit poster was categorizing it, because he was making it seem like, oh, my wife killed my cat, so now I don't have to be the asshole. That's not the way that he's writing it. Anyways, yeah, everyone's just calling him the asshole. I think there are definitely times where Reddit, it just has no empathy whatsoever. Because yes, obviously you should prioritize your partner who is bringing your child into this world. However, it is not that easy to just get rid of a cat you've had for almost 2 decades, and then you're grieving that he passed in a traumatizing way, not even with you. You didn't even get the chance to be with him. That is devastating. Like, it's making me kind of emotional thinking about it from my perspective with my cats. I don't think there's a good answer here. I think everyone sucks. So, anyways, back to it. Okay. This one came up a lot. It's, am I the asshole for not apologizing to my former bully for what I did to ruin their life? I, 30 female, have a mom, 51F. I also have a mom who I love dearly despite her not being the best. When I say not being the best, I don't mean she was directly or purposefully harmful to me. She just had a lot of mental health issues that prevented her from being the most present parent. The most responsible and loving thing that she could do for me was give my dad, 57 male, primary custody and didn't fight the court's recommendation for supervised visits until I was a teen. Without fail, my mom always showed up to my birthdays, gave me presents, and called me on holidays, and went to as much events as she could for me. While I was sad that my mom wasn't around all the time, my parents always made sure I knew that it wasn't my fault and that my mom was just sick. I never really had an issue with that explanation until Tamara, 30F, made fun of me for not having a mommy who loved me enough to want me. In her world, when parents split up, the mom always got the kids unless she didn't love them. How old was this? Because she doesn't specify like high school bully, like it's just bullying at work, like y'all 30 years old and shit. She's like, eat shit, loser, your mom doesn't love you. Like, okay, that's how it started in elementary school. Okay, there we go. Well, that's better than like grown-ass women saying stuff like that. And then Tamara started bullying me for other things. I used to come home crying multiple times, and my dad went to school with this issue repeatedly, but since none of the adults were around when Tamara's alleged bullying happened, there wasn't much that was done. For the longest time, my mom didn't know about any of this because my dad feared that she would make it worse. However, when my mom saw how visibly upset I was, I broke down and told her everything. My hair was the result of Tamara accidentally spilling a mix of glue and blue paint on top of my head. She was just trying to help you get in the blue man groove, baby. I only stay with my dad cause my mom don't love me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My mom was very calm and comforting the whole time and asked me for Tamara's full time and any other description that I could give of her parents, and the type of car they drove. So already I'm not really liking where this is going. It's not looking good, it's not sounding good, it's not smelling good, okay? It's an elementary school bully. Okay, I understand the frustration of the school system not doing anything, but I don't, it sounded like a true crime. Especially the calmness and the way the lights are on my face. Oh, honey, that's so terrible that you're getting bullied. Where does she live? No, I'm just asking, like, statistically, what kind of car do her parents drive? And if I put a bomb under it, do you think they would notice? My dad eventually was able to get me over to another school, and the following year my mom paid for me, my dad, and her to go to Mouse World in Florida. Is that Disneyland? Or is Mouse World a thing? Is it Zeb Mouse World? I never saw or heard from Tamara again until recently when she and I discovered that her boyfriend was living in the same apartment complex as me. Tamara recognized me immediately and confronted me about how my mom and I ruined her life. I had no idea what she was talking about. And Tamara told me that my mom had an affair with Tamara's dad and revealed it at Tamara's birthday party. Oh, my twin's big, like Tia Tamara, wait, Tia Tamara, wait, Tia Tamara, wait, hair going on like Chia. My mom fucking her dad, yeah. And we all at the birthday, and we all eating on cake, and we spilling tea left and right. And the parents about to get in a fight, and you should have never fucked with me because my mom won't fuck your dad. What? At the damn birthday party? How does that work? You're at a fucking 12-year-old's birthday party and like, cut the cake, I fucked her dad. Turn on the house mouse, bro. I fucked her pops. Yeah, blow out the candles, I blew your dad. Happy birthday, bitch. Like, what? And I have a gift as well for the birthday girl. It's that. And fuck your dad. Mrs. OP's mother. Oh my goodness, girl. This is scandalous. Now we really are at a sleepover. We're sharing secrets. All right. I didn't believe her and just walked away. Then when I told my mom about it, she admitted to everything and even said that the money she used to pay for our family trip came from Tamara's dad. Oh my God. OP's mom is putting it the fuck down. I'm sorry. You fucked my bully's dad so good that he's paying for our vacation at Disney? That's some good punani, Miss Ma'am, okay? She's really kind of actually doing a service. I was not sure how to feel about her at the beginning because you did it at my birthday dinner. But, hey, if she fucking him so good that we're getting a free plane ride and a free trip, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? And obviously I'm joking, that's psychotic. Okay. But that is kind of badass that he's paying for the trip. Because he paid for the dad too, right? Yes. Paid for me, my dad, and her. He paying for the whole family? You throwing that butt in his face that good that he paying for your whole family? And your husband? To go to Disney? That's crazy, man. You gotta teach me how to throw that thing around, turn it down, and flip it up. I don't know. I don't know. I did some digging, and apparently Tamara's parents had a bitter divorce, were forced to sell the house, and to this day Tamara feels a certain level of dread around her birthday. My mom feels no remorse, as in her eyes, it was Tamara's fault for being a bully in the first place. Ma'am, she was prepubescent. She was a child. Everybody's a fucking bad person when you're a kid. You don't know better yet. Like, what? I definitely feel like my mom went way overboard despite understanding the why. But am I the asshole for not giving an apology? Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think in this situation, like, an apology wouldn't even, like, it would just pour out of my mouth. I'd be like, no, I'm sorry that my mom fucked your dad and told you it's your birthday. How was the cake? Was it good? I don't know. My trip to Disney was really good, though, so thank your dad for paying for it. What the fucking fuck? Yes, you are the asshole. But for what? They had to sell the house. What do you mean? Because because your mom fucked her dad so good they lost the damn house. This is scandalous. This is some crazy shit. This next one, I read a little bit of the comments. I tried not to read any of these ahead of time, but some of the comments I was like, oh dear, I'm fearing. And my asshole's clenching. You guys are freaking me out. And it's kind of long. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. This one's called I 28 male cosplayed and LARPed as Naruto to prove a point. Now my girlfriend 25 female is pissed. Can this be saved? First of all, I used to want to LARP because I was hit with the tism stick, and that's not a joke. It's true. But I wanted to be in like a night suit and be like, ho, 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 gonna stab you. Because that's what LARPing is, right? It's like dressing up in a chain link thing and being like, stab. That's how the war was ended or started. But cosplay as Naruto? Is it were you doing the run? Were you like, baby, you wanna see some cool shit? Meow. 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 Baby, hey baby. I may have cheated. Meow. However they do the fucking jutsu shit. Hot take, Naruto sucks dick. It sucks ass. I'm sorry and I'm not sorry. I hate formulaic episodes, and every episode I ever saw of Naruto, first of all, was so much filler, but also, all of it went the same way. It was literally like them being like, Naruto can never defeat so-and-so because they're bigger and stronger and he's just an idiot little kid. And then Naruto would lose, okay? And then both sides would heavy breathe for like 7 minutes, and then Naruto would beat their ass. I don't care anymore, babe. If every single fight is like, no way, this underdog can win. And then he does. Edge me a little bit, okay? Make me think something. But the ramen always look good. Okay, my girlfriend 25 and I 28 male have been together for 5 years now. She has always been highly into Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Rings, and high fantasy content in general. I am into it somewhat and enjoy indulging in her hobbies. But am mostly an anime fan. On the other hand, she has no interest in indulging in my hobbies. While I play D&D with her, partake in a yearly Lord of the Rings movie marathon with her, and go to the Renaissance Festival 3 times a year with her. Well, how did that sound like a bad thing? Get you a damn turkey leg and damn, shut up. I want to go to a Renaissance fair. This is kind of perfect for one. I've never been. Nobody wants to go with me. I don't have enough white friends, apparently. She has no interest in even trying to watch anime with me, going to conventions, etc. She honestly thinks anime is pretty cringy and would rather just let me partake in it by myself. I mean, that is shitty when your partner doesn't want to like indulge in what you want to indulge in, especially if you feel like it's one-sided and not reciprocal. But at the same time, anime for some people is just unbearable. And I've seen some good animes, but I've also seen some horrendous animes such as Naruto. That's fine, whatever. Our relationship is good in most aspects. The issue is that starting around the beginning of the year, she has been going out in public dressed as her elf persona. She will wear elaborate medieval gowns, wear fake elf ears, and speak in a fake Irish accent. Oh, how wee little bit of Naruto. How wee little bit of elf ears. I think I would look hot as fuck with some elf ears. What do y'all think? I think so. But also that is a bit much. If you guys are like, yeah, so anyway, table for two. Like, yeah, I'll call your mom back. And a wee little table for 3. That's a little weird. Do you serve Guinness here? I don't know. This will happen multiple times a week when we go shopping, visit friends, and more. Oh, okay, so she's doing this around everybody? Hello, laddie. Me and Gilly and Casey over here are gonna go get a wee little sip of beer down at the pub. Get out, me swamp. She even showed up to dinner with my family dressed as an elf. She will talk about nature spirits and the mother goddess and basically randomly LARP as an elf. Okay, so it sounds like you don't like what she like and she don't like what you like. So we're just fundamentally incompatible. That's what it sounded like to me. While I want to be supportive of her, it can frankly get pretty embarrassing. My tipping point was when I got on a Zoom call with my family so we could spend time with my cousin who's undergoing chemo and can't see people face to face due to the pandemic. My girlfriend joined the Zoom call from her own room, fully dressed as an elf. She was doing the accent. Oh man. How's the chemo going? Have you had a wee little bit of chemotherapy? My whole family was very confused, but polite. At one point, my girlfriend said something like, I will send my wishes to the lunar goddess and ask for her blessing of recovery to cast upon ye. Her magic will help cleanse the illness from your body. It was honestly mortified. I think he meant mortifying. And the call ended very soon after. I ended up taking her aside and spoke with her very politely and gently, saying something like this. Hey, I want to support you and I will always love you. I know dressing up as your character and fantasy stuff in general means a lot to you, but I would really like it if you could lighten up on the cosplaying and LARPing randomly in everyday life. I would be happy to put aside one day a month and we can go out together like this. But it can be a little embarrassing, and with the comment to my cousin, a little inappropriate at times. She blew a gasket and started snapping and yelling at me. Was it in Irish? Going on about how I'm trying to repress her, how I should never be embarrassed at my girlfriend expressing her true self, etc., etc. Okay, girl, based on the comments, I'm feeling like this is gonna turn, but as of right now, you are allowed to partake in whatever you want, but when it starts encroaching on other people's well-being and like, just, I don't know, like, you should at least hear your partner saying that you're making them uncomfortable. That's like me getting into a relationship with somebody and then dressing up as a horse to go meet their family. Like, that'd be weird. Some decorum, Miss Elf. She said she was humiliated by what I said and that I was just adding salt to the wound when I suggested just doing it once a month with me. She didn't want to talk about it after that, so I just apologized for upsetting her and let her know it wasn't my intention to upset her. Well, she basically acted as nothing happened and continued to be an elf. Nothing had changed at all. I should mention I also suggested she bring her habit up with her therapist, but this offended her because I was implying she had a mental issue. Well, if the shoe fits, if the doubloon fits. I decided that enough was enough. I couldn't stop her from being an elf, but I could still retaliate, or you could just break up. She was meeting up with 3 friends and wanted me to meet up with them. Yeah, pandemic. There are virtually no cases where we are and have no lockdown. I decided to dig up my old Naruto cosplay and then drove to meet them at the park. I was in full get-up and waved over to my girlfriend. She looked at me like I just shot her dog. I put my arms behind my back and Naruto ran as fast as I could down the hill to meet them. I fucking knew it. Oh, the run. Oh, that Naruto run's gonna give me the runs. Oh no. Okay. Hilarious visual though, of him just like, hey babe. Running down the hill. That's hilarious. I ran as fast as I could down to meet them and said, a true ninja is always on time. Believe it! And made some hand signs randomly with my hands. Now I'm throwing up gang signs. Her friend seemed horribly confused and had no idea what to do. After we walked and talked a bit, my girlfriend took me aside more privately and started yelling at me, saying that I was humiliating her, that I was just being petty and trying to get revenge on her and bully her because she likes to cosplay. I simply told her that because she is comfortable enough to be her true self in public so often, I thought she could accept who I really am as well. I told her that cosplaying and being Naruto in daily life was something I had always wanted to do, but didn't think I would have a significant other that was okay with it. I told her that I realized I couldn't control her and be cruel. So I instead need to embrace my inner ninja and become Naruto more often. I told her that she should be supportive of me like I am of her. She wanted to yell more, but we all had to go to a cafe for lunch. Fuck you, I can't believe you came to my friend date dressed up as Naruto. Do you want to get a sandwich? When we walked there, only about 10 minutes, we were talking about ourselves at the table. One of her female friends asked me hesitantly, so what do you do for a living? On command, I responded with, I'm going to oh my god, I already knew it, because I was going to make a joke about it. I'm going to become a Hokage, the strongest ninja that ever lived. I need to train even harder and refuse to lose to Sasuke? I refuse to lose to Sasuke. Sasaki, I don't know. I'm not trying to be racist. I just literally can't say it. Believe it. I then let them know I had to use the restroom and proceeded to Naruto run to the bathroom with my hands behind my back. I'm sorry. I know everybody thinks this guy is a dick, but this is fucking hilarious to me. I'm gonna be a Hokage. I have to shit. Bro, like, are you kidding me? Excuse me, ladies. I have to drop a fucking Hokage-sized deuce. That's sick, dude. That is so fucking funny, okay? Where is the part where I'm supposed to hate him? Because I'm not seeing it. Once all this was over and we were home for the day, my girlfriend sobbed and said I was humiliating her. You were weird to his cousin that has cancer. She said how Naruto and anime were way cringier than fantasy LARPing. No, ma'am. And how I was obviously trying to punish her. I insisted I am just being my true self and that she is a massive hypocrite. I let her know that as long as she's randomly allowed to be an elf in public and social situations with me, that it is innately enough permission for me to do the same as Naruto. Well, It's been a few days and she's really not happy with me. She went out as an elf the other day with me and I was dressed normally. When we got to the bookstore, I went to the bathroom with my backpack. No, he's gonna change into the uniform, which is normal for me to have, and change into my Naruto cosplay before once again Naruto running back out to her saying, "Let's go find a good bowl of ramen, believe it," and making random hand signs. Well, she ended up walking out and hasn't talked to me since. Here's where I think I might be the asshole. I absolutely have no desire to be Naruto. It isn't my true self at all. I am lying about that, and she's 100% right. And I'm doing this as revenge for her being an elf so often and refusing to compromise. I really am just doing this to make a point, and I know I'm being petty. Is this even salvageable? I tried to bring this up a few times before cosplaying Naruto and really tried seeing if we could compromise. She refuses to not be an elf around my family and sees nothing wrong with how she acted in the Zoom call. She basically thought I was controlling and unhinged for suggesting she act like an elf less often. Now I'm being petty in return. It's just kind of spiraling out of control. I mean, I think everybody sucks here, honestly. Like, she sucks for being, like, objectively, socially an outlier. And if I wanted to dress up as a fucking elephant and my partner was like, "Can you not dress like an elephant at my dad's funeral?" Then I would be like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hear that and I'm gonna receive it." Like I said, it just seems fundamentally incompatible. You didn't have to do all this and be like, "I'm gonna get my revenge, believe it." You could have just dumped her. And no, it's not salvageable because you guys are not compatible. Next, am I the asshole for celebrating my anniversary despite what happened at my wedding? And the vote here, I'm going to tell you ahead of time just so you know, is everyone sucks. So, my husband and I had our wedding last year. The venue was beautiful and bordered a lake. Unfortunately, during the reception, one of the young children snuck away from their parents and decided to go for a swim, despite not being able to. This was tragic and devastating and obviously cut the day short. Oh! The baby died. That's so sad. We haven't really spoken to the parents since then, as we weren't close to them aside from seeing them on holidays, which haven't happened this year. A lot of pandoodoo stuff. We are still Facebook friends though. When our first anniversary came, I made a post celebrating our anniversary with a few wedding photos. I didn't think anything of it until the comments came flooding in. I woke up to 30 comments and 15 missed calls. The top comment was from the mother of the child who was outraged by it. She wrote a very long comment about how my post was disrespectful of the tragedy that had happened that day and how dare I post that and not mention her child. And of course, talking to her first. 30 comments later and it was clear that the entire family had clearly started to take sides in a battle I didn't realize I created. As of today, we're at 150 comments. Not her like, "I'm going viral, babe." My friends and my parents are involved too. Half of his family is screaming for me to take it down, apologize to the parents, and show some more respect, possibly by even celebrating our anniversary on a different day. Some of the family think that we should still be able to celebrate our anniversary on the actual day, but just keep it offline to keep the peace. I don't think I did anything wrong with my post, and I feel like we should be able to celebrate our anniversary just like anyone else. I'm not celebrating the tragedy, I'm celebrating my wedding day. Am I the asshole? I mean, that's pretty tough, right? Because something tragic did happen and you are still friends with her and you admitted that you don't even talk to her, which even if holidays don't happen, you could be like, "Hey, thinking about you." Or before you're about to post it, "Hey, thinking about you," blah, blah. Like, yes, you could have communicated better. Okay, edit. I changed the post to only be visible to me and deleted all the comments to try to stop the arguing. But from the email we just received, those comments were just a symptom of a larger problem. My mother-in-law sent us an email with, from what I can tell, roughly 3/4 of my husband's family CC'd on it. His parents, grandparents, and the parents of the child are not only in the different day camp, but they are also demanding a second wedding. According to them, they've kept their silence for so long due to shock and being distracted by everything else going on this year, but they feel that because of what happened, we aren't really married yet in the family. What? Okay, we still got married. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing why everybody sucks here. All right, they understand that weddings are expensive, so they, my husband's parents, offered to completely pay for the second wedding that will be the real wedding in his family's eyes, and because it may be a year or two before this can be done safely, they will tolerate us living in sin indefinitely due to the circumstances. I mean, they sound like bigoted, conservative assholes, but if you're paying for a second wedding, who am I to say no? My husband hates arguing with his family, and I'm not sure how I would even approach this with my family without being laughed out of the room, so now we need to talk about what to do with this. Edit number 2. I've never had this many calls in my life. My husband and I have tried to read through this and have gotten a chance to actually talk this out.
We have avoided the subject for a long time because it is not an easy thing to think about, and it is not like this year hasn't had stresses of its own. He agrees that while something does need to happen, it is a priority that they start and continue to acknowledge that we are in fact married. I have had a conversation with my parents, at least, who are exactly as they always are, but they are now aware of the full situation. And while they still would not support a full second wedding, they understand that I have an exceptional situation, and so something exceptional needs to happen. That was bars a little bit. I replied to my mother-in-law only to a group Zoom call with us, my parents, my husband's sister-in-law to set up. That sets up what? My parents, my husband's sister-in-law to set up all of their technology things, which will happen later in the day. What the fuck was that? I feel like I should address some things. Number one, I did send condolences and attended the funeral. By not speaking, I meant since the funeral. I mistakenly thought that would be implied, but you still haven't talked to them since the funeral. Kind of a dick move. Number two, I'm not heartless. I was trying to avoid the rules with the euphemism, and it is not an easy day or thing to talk about. I was trying to keep things to just what happened, which I can see coming across very strange over text. I am also aware that I write very formally, but that's not something I can change. I mean, it is, but you shouldn't. I guess you shouldn't have to. I don't know. Number three, the pictures and captions didn't reference the wedding itself, and there's no lake visible in the pictures. I only used the ones that had just my husband and I in them, and I've sent pictures of just the bridal party before. I never have or will post pictures of the reception. Number four, my husband and I are looking for ideas on how to fix this. First comment, top comment, everyone sucks here, but for crying out loud, take the post down. On one hand, his family with a deceased child facing the 1-year anniversary of their loss, unimaginable pain. On the other hand is your need to have people comment on how pretty your wedding was and tell you happy anniversary. Their pain far outweighs your need for likes. Why didn't you block the family of the deceased child from your post is beyond my ability to comprehend. As soon as you saw it was causing pain, you delete that post. Of course, you can celebrate your anniversary all you want, just not visible to these people who have a deceased child. Show some compassion. We're gonna get through a couple more and then we're gonna end it because I'm hungry and I also just bit my tongue, so I'm pissed off because I bit it really hard. So I'm not having fun anymore. And I have jalapeno poppers in the oven and they're popping. All right, next. This one is just a comment, but it basically gives us the whole story. So I'm just gonna dive into it with no context. A lot of context. Oh, good. The character limit cuts off, but here's the gist. My husband and I are expecting our first child, which I knew would be a really sensitive issue as his own mother passed away in childbirth with him. We met with a marriage counselor to talk things through at the beginning, and he swears he's been seeing his own therapist twice a month throughout my own pregnancy. Doubt it! One thing people love to lie about is seeing a therapist. I don't want to call him a liar, but I'm fairly sure he's either not going or not talking about the big issue. He and his father, a hugely active part of our lives, are completely convinced that I am going to pass away during childbirth. They won't openly admit it, but their behavior has reached a point where it's constantly making me feel stressed and uncomfortable. When it was husband saying, please make sure your life insurance is up to date, and I'd like you to meet with a lawyer and draft a will, I was like, that's kind of intense, but okay, if that makes you feel better. When my husband asked me to go through all of my possessions and inventory, what I wanted to be saved for the baby versus what I would want to be returned to my family in the event of my passing, I put my foot down and said, absolutely not. That is too morbid. Yeah, what? She's trying to like be happy and be pregnant and think about life. Pregnancy is literally bringing new life, and you're over here trying to talk about, so who's gonna get your laboo-boos if you pass? Sir, who's gonna get your Nikes when you croak? Like, oh my God, okay. I feel bad even just joking about that. So how could you seriously like say, like, okay, I understand generational trauma or trauma that's been passed down or even just regular trauma is a lot to deal with, and obviously this is a trauma response, but also like, yeah, I don't know, this is just very strange. Absolutely not too morbid, no way. My father-in-law, who lives a few blocks away and eats dinner with us 2 to 4 nights a week, got on my case about how I was making things difficult for my husband in the event that he will be a grieving widower with a newborn. I'm just gonna add here that I've had a completely complication-free pregnancy and have no reason to think that I will pass screaming in the coming weeks. When I tell my husband this, he calls me paranoid. Oh, we're projecting. But I feel like my father-in-law wants me to pass. His whole life identity for the past 35 years has been amazing single dad. Never dated or had close friends or even hobbies really. And it seems like he's looking forward to being able to guide my husband through what he went through. At this point, I'd honestly be happy to never see my father-in-law again, and I certainly don't want him in the delivery room, especially since he told me he was putting his foot down about me not being allowed to have an epidural or laughing gas. There's truly nothing that pisses me off more than people who violate other people's autonomy, especially during something crazy like childbirth. If you are not the one going through the medical thing, you don't get to fucking talk. What do you mean you're putting your foot down that I'm not gonna? Okay, so if I did have a fatal complication, you would want it to be as painful as possible for me. Oh no, I fear we need to just run. I do. Yep, I do. He's a commanding presence, and I know that whatever he wants in the delivery room, he will get. I know people will say, oh, L&D nurses would never let it happen, but you haven't met this man. My husband, in addition to backing his dad on everything, acts like my due date is my death date and has completely pulled away from me. Every minute with him is morbid, stressful, and a reminder that our marriage seems to be crumbling. That is so sad because this is supposed to be like a unifying experience where you're like happy and joyful and they're just sucking the literal life out of it. No matter how many times I tell him his behavior makes me stressed and upset, it's just getting worse and I do not want it around me while I'm concentrating on giving birth. Do I owe it to my husband to let him stress and upset me during labor? Is his presence at the birth more important than a safe and healthy delivery? My therapist says no, but this whole thing has been so weird. I feel like I need some outside perspective. Dump your husband and his dad like they're trying to kill you. They're trying to kill you. It is a crime that they're talking about happening. Like, no. A couple more and then we're done because I can smell these poppers. Am I the asshole for throwing out my girlfriend's jars? Throw away because I know she likes to read relationship boards sometimes. I, 42 male, moved in with my lovely girlfriend, 28 female. Okay. A few months ago before this craziness started, and we've been dating for a year before that. She's an excellent cook and really funny, so life with her has been great. But since this incident, she's been snappy at me and lost some of her perkiness and good humor. I already hate the way you're writing it. Okay. She always liked to mix fancy drinks in big mason jars to drink around the house. Now, mind you, I've actually been a bartender before, so her drinks are not fancy. It's equal parts simple syrup. Babe, the fuck are you doing? You shake it like this, okay? Not like this. You're being a fucking idiot. That's not fancy. Are your blue cheese olives even... you're batching your drinks? They're not even fresh. Like, bro, shut up. I've bartended too, and like, it's really not that deep, baby. They're not even drinks. She usually just squeezes a lemon and puts some ice on her water, or she makes green tea and cools it in the fridge with mint or WTV? The fuck does that mean? What the Viagra? And the jars usually come from some grocery or the other. She saves jars from bulk peanut butter, bean jars, whatever has a big glass jar, she's gonna end up saving it to drink from it. It sounds like she likes a delicious lemon lime water with mint. And it's very aesthetically pleasing in a mason jar. You're gonna tell me that this isn't nice to look at? No, you're not. Before moving in, I'd asked about the jars because I thought it was really strange. Why? I mean, she owns normal glasses. Her justification was that the jars are bigger and therefore she doesn't forget to drink water throughout the day. At the time, I kind of assumed this was some weight loss thing. She didn't want to actually tell me because she was embarrassed. As she's a little bit chubby, so I let it go. Oh my God. And you're a little bit fucking old. And usually I wouldn't say that because 40s honestly really isn't even that old. But to you it is. You're a fucking rotting in the dust grandpa. Nasty fuck. I bet you're... Oh, okay, I'm trying not to be ageist. You're just a bad person. Okay. Anyways, but now I've moved in. The jars were annoying me more and more. She doesn't keep every one of them, but she has like 10 in their own shelf, and it seems like such a stupid waste of space in our small kitchen. Besides, we have glasses. She doesn't have to drink from a jar. So earlier this week, proofread your stupid fucking shit because all of you dumb bitch, baby ass mama's boys never know how to spell or write or read or anything, and I was you, didn't exist. Little bit chubby, oh my God. Okay, so earlier this week I was tidying up the kitchen while she slept in and I just threw them out. I think the kitchen looks so much better. We have more storage for pots and she can still prepare her fancy drinks in normal glasses. She was pissed. I have never seen her so mad. Her main point were that the jars never bothered anyone and it's none of my business. But now I live here too, so I think it is. During the fight, and this is where I may be the asshole. This is where you may be the asshole. You've been the asshole the whole time. I mentioned that it's stupid to want special recipients. It's stupid to want special recipients to just drink flavored water. It's not like it's a cocktail and she's only doing it to lose weight anyway. Sorry I threw out your stupid fucking jars. You being sustainable is dumb, and it's obviously you only want to be sustainable because you're fat. You don't have to drink out of a fancy receptacle because either way, you're gonna be fucking chubby, okay? So why not just drink out of a glass like a normal... But you know how many people drink out of mason jars? It's not that weird. Why? You are so weird. This is why you were single in your 40s. Which, again, if you're single in your 40s, that's not an indicator that something is wrong with you. But for this man, it is. Especially dating so much younger. Like, come on. She went really quiet at that and walked away from me. I gave her time to get over it, but it's been a few days and she's still moping around, and I know she isn't excited about her fancy drinks. That's making me feel kind of bad, but I still think I was in the right to throw out her jars, as they were just garbage. Reddit, should I just bite the bullet and apologize? Am I the asshole? Comment. Number 1, I get that you're a guy, but you aren't her boss. You aren't her parent. You're the reason Reddit looks at men in their 40s dating women in their 20s and thinks, yup, that's because nobody your own age will put up with that bullshit. Literally what I said. She had an extra 10 glasses. She wasn't cheating on you or having addiction problems or running up credit card debt she can't pay off. She was drinking out of a jar. If this is what sets you off, you have impossible standards and anger management issues beyond the scope of what people here can help with. You might consider a therapist. Also, see number 1 above, which is you're the asshole. 3, there was zero reason to bring up her weight during an argument about you throwing out her possessions without her permission, except to chip away at her self-esteem, which is a classic abuser sign. See number 1 above. 4, you are the asshole. Also for posting this, knowing she reads relationship stuff here and referring again to her being chubby. Her weight has nothing to do with you throwing out her shit and whether she should need permission for some idiot almost old enough to be her father before deciding what glass she's allowed to drink out of as an adult in her own home. Hurting her self-esteem, check. Publicly humiliating her, check. Being obsessively controlling, check. See number 1 above. Yup. Okay, I think that's where I'm going to cut it off. I do have a lot more, so I'm going to film them tomorrow because I'm going to film again tomorrow because I'm filming back to back to back to back because I am refusing to not be consistent this year. So, I'm going to go get my jalapenos, poppers, peepers, poopers, Peter Pecker, pick up pipe with pooper, popper, peepers, and I will see you guys, well, for me, tomorrow when I film you. Not you, sorry, when I film me talking to you. It'll be right before my show, so we'll talk, we'll kiki, and then, yeah. Okay, bye. I'm running out of space on my memory card, so we're gonna end it there. But you already know the deal. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, listen to my music. Come back for the next sleepover. And until then, I'll see you when I see you. Bow, bow, bow.
The sun could place it held the cards for all eternity. Cause I hate you, Mom. Daddy too far behind. Don't worry, the feeling's mutual between me and mine. Tell your sister hi, cause she'll always be the only good part of meeting you. The rest was all purgatory.